I got into jazz when I was, 18 after graduating high school, and became a jazz performance major at Greenfield Community College in UMass. And prior to that, I was a hip hop head, with a Puerto Rican background. I got into my Latino culture later in life and got into dancing. All of that, and got into the salsa music and Latin music. And I studied abroad in Colombia, and I joined by that time I'd been a jazz guitar performance major. I talked to a music professor and tried to get them to get me into some music classes that wasn't jazz. So I got into a Latin performance ensemble. So it was an equivalent of like a pop ensemble. Like I remember at GCC, Matthew Shippey did the pop ensemble. They would play Beatles, Jimi Hendrix, and it was that equivalent for Colombia. So they would play classic salsa tunes, and they had me playing cajon on the salsa.
Yeah.
And I never played percussion. So that planted the seed. I mean, I had the salsa from dancing, but I never attempted to play the music, and they had me do a simple rhythm. Dun, 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 dun.
Yo no sé mañana. Yo no sé mañana.
There, I learned a salsa tumbao for Yo No Sé Mañana on YouTube. They showed you everything, and it didn't happen automatic, but through those. It's like salsa, it has a piano rhythm.
Yeah.
That once you learn that rhythm, you can play any salsa song, sort of. I took some lessons with Renego Gonzalez, a local musician, and he taught me a salsa rhythm. And it was an interesting, interesting exploration when I did my salsa song to see how my voice should sound. So that's why I was saying when I did reggae music, I sing it with a different twang. When I did salsa, I was like, okay, what kind of approach should I take? I was trying to think of like salsa classics, and bachata classics. I thought of, what's that group? Grupo Nietzsche. It's a Colombian salsa group, and they have a lot of romantic salsa. So I was trying to think of salsa songs that I loved and what the voice sounds like to me. And I don't know if I quite nailed it. I only did one salsa song. No hay que tener miedo, casarse es una bendición. Después de tanto tiempo, hay que entregar el corazón. Something like that. Well, I was always a musician first, so it took a while for me to get comfortable singing and get confident, so I still don't consider myself a singer, and I've heard other musicians say that who sound like excellent singers. Heshima Moja, he's an amazing singer, and I've heard him say that, I don't consider myself a singer, and I'm like, what, are you crazy? So, it's like maybe the way you portray yourself in your own mind, but I mean, a lot of the music I love and listen to, the singers have so many embellishments, so it's an interesting contrast, because I don't see myself as a singer, but the styles of music that I do and that I like kind of require very how do you say it? A lot of control over your voice.
How does it feel? How does it feel How does it feel?
Say I'm definitely inspired by like R&B, neo soul singers,
Wedding ring,
and I strive to be like them. But I also recognize that my voice doesn't fit into that pool necessarily. I like Most Def a lot because he has this like natural way of singing that sounds really pleasant and unique to his style. It was relatable enough to the music that I like, and his style was more natural. So Umi says, "Put your life in the world." Umi says, I like Sean Paul. Sean Paul live, and his recordings, he's kind of just straightforward and just sings a melody. But when he sings live, he embellishes, does funny. I can hear my voice more in his singing style. Not only that, just the style of runs they do are soulful and into like Caribbean hip hop. She's cool. I mean, she has a very unique vocal texture, really soothing, and I always appreciated her music, but it wasn't like a direct influence on me necessarily. I mean, Lauryn Hill is a big influence. Love her music, love her songwriting and her style. Jill Scott can definitely sing like Lauryn Hill and Amy Winehouse, but her style, she'll do kind of more yeah, 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 oh, kind of simple. And I'll be surprised because she'll have like on YouTube, there'll be like a 45-minute concert of hers, and I'll rarely see her do, oh, yeah, those kind of like runs. I don't see her do that a lot, and I know she can, but her style seems to be a little more, this is different, yeah. And so they are definitely recognized as a band that blends those two with instrumentation. Like they're like jazz heads, like they know all about jazz history and jazz musicians, so they combine a lot of instrumentation and rhythms of jazz with hip hop. And Black Thought can really sing. Black Thought is the main rapper in the thing. He can sing. At Newport Jazz Festival, they were doing all funk covers. He was singing Earth, Wind, and Fire, and yeah, they're like a staple for like hip hop and jazz. They're like, before Robert Glasper, it was like the roots. Like dialects and accents can give a certain mood to a song, like, because it gives a different energy. Shaggy is known for that. Shaggy, he's a big reggae artist. It Wasn't Me, and all those songs. He doesn't have an actual Jamaican accent. I mean, he has enough background that he knows what they're supposed to sound like, but that's not his natural speaking voice at all. But he sings like that because it just creates a texture. And so when I sing reggae, I'm not from a Jamaican family at all, so I don't know what it sounds, but I try to sing like, with a little Jamaican twang or some kind of Caribbean. That song Angel. Girl, you're my angel. But so that I sing normal, but then the verse is kind of rapish. It's a little bit. You're a queen and I show you should be treated. Though you never got the loving that you needed. Should I begged and I called and you pleaded. Mission complete. So I try to sing it as opposed to singing it like,
Of course.
you're a queen and I show you should be treated. Though you never got the loving that you... Then maybe that sounds good, but it doesn't have that Caribbean. You're a queen and I show you should be treated. But then you never got the loving that you need. I think my voice sounds better higher. Like my song Luna de Fresa, La luna de fresa,
Yeah.
la luna de fresa. So that, if I sing it like, La luna de fresa, la luna de fresa, I think it sounds better higher. I'll be playing the chords in one key, and some parts it doesn't sound right, and I'll keep on trying and nothing works. And then I play in a higher key, and I have to sing higher, and those rounds are more smooth. I have a low talking voice, but I think from my experience, my runs and my singing is a little better, higher. Not that high, but okay.
Is it recording? You see the little red light?
Yeah.
All right.
So that song, it doesn't have a title right now, but it is was a song about just like an honest moment when I just wasn't too happy, too thrilled about the way I was. It took different shapes, and it kind of accidentally became a rap. And I kind of said I stuck with it. I never, as much as I listened to rap, but I never considered like, oh, one day I'm gonna rap. Some people that influenced me on that, I would say, something that came to my mind was Kendrick Lamar. He's a favorite of a lot of people, like currently, like modern day rap, and yeah, his flow is just so good.
Is Avokeys.
His rhythms are like very musical and very, very like edgy. Cause it's like for example, you mentioned the other day Sugar Hill Gang. Currently, their flow sounds very like fluffy nowadays. The flow of Kendrick Lamar is very like it has all these like interesting, you know. I think Most Def too. He crossed my mind about the way he makes it. He has very cool intonations with his rap that makes it very. It makes it sound pleasant. It's cool. Well, I'm trying to think of my own song. There's a part specifically that I did it neutral, and then I try to make it more happy sounding. So, for example, my rap goes like, I said if you came here, I'd be the one. Bruce, when the work was hotter than I thought it'd be. So that I try to make sure it sounded even more like, I said if you came here, I'd be the one. Bruce, when the work was hotter than I thought it'd be. That little da-da-da-da-da-da-da, that little detail. Sometimes I would try it and that detail wouldn't be there, and the energy. I said if you came here, I'd be the one. Bruce, when the work was hotter than I thought it'd be. I used to do this, and I got the same vibe as me. I mean, I got the same vibe as them. I mean, is this who I really am? Right there. That part has different energy and just makes it a nicer sounding thing. So those little things I would always hear in Most Def, and Kendrick Lamar and many other rappers. I said if you came here, I'd be the one. Bruce, when the work was hotter than I thought it'd be. Got the same vibe as them. I mean, is this who I really am? God is weird, let me trust in the one who saved me. Is it these days to the shit that I do? It shame me. Yeah, like the devil don't frame me. Like how long you gonna let the fire burn? Shout out to people who never learn. Yeah. I wonder, you know, there's rappers like Twista, who is known for rapping lightning speed, and I think he is very clear. But there's no way you know every word, if every line, and you make sure everyone understands it. Because obviously, you did these lyrics, you want people to understand what you're saying. But also, allure can be a cool thing too. So I don't know.
Silly burden of my